What if nothing in your life changed, but you still lost your happiness? What if you woke up tomorrow with the same family, the same home, the same income, and yet peace quietly disappeared from your life? Just one small thought that slowly took over your mind. Most people believe happiness is destroyed by loss. But the truth is far more uncomfortable. Happiness is often destroyed by wanting just one more thing. And once that desire enters the mind, even a peaceful life can turn restless without warning. Today's story will make you pause. It will make you reflect. And by the end of this video, you may see your own life very differently. Because this is not just a story about a poor man or a rich king. It is a story about how the human mind works, and how easily it can trick us into forgetting what we already have. So stay with me till the end. Your reward will be a powerful realization that can help you protect your peace in a world that constantly pushes you to want more. You're watching English Story Archive, where simple stories carry deep life lessons. If stories like this make you think, feel, and reflect, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you more meaningful stories like this every single week. Now, let me take you to a quiet countryside. A place where happiness lived in the simplest form, until one idea changed everything. The next morning began like any other, calm and unhurried. A powerful king, known for his wealth and authority, decided to step away from his palace for a while. He wanted fresh air. He wanted silence. And so, he went for a long walk through the countryside, accompanied by his trusted advisor, a man admired for his sharp mind and quiet wisdom. As they walked along dusty paths and green fields, the king noticed something unexpected. Near a small, worn-down house, a poor farming family stood together. Their clothes were simple. Their home was modest. Yet their faces were glowing with joy. They laughed freely. They danced without reason. They spoke to one another with warmth and care, as if they owned the world. The king slowed his steps. He watched them closely. There was no sign of luxury. No gold. No comfort that matched royal standards. And yet, there was something the palace often lacked. Peace. Togetherness. Real happiness. Confused and unsettled, the king turned to his advisor and spoke softly. He said he could not understand what he was seeing. How could people with so little appear so content, while those with everything often felt restless? The question troubled him deeply, because it challenged everything he believed about success and happiness. The advisor did not answer immediately. He simply smiled, as if he had been waiting for this moment. After a pause, he replied calmly that the reason was simple. That family, he said, was not part of something called the 99. The king stopped walking. The words caught his attention. He had never heard such a thing before. His curiosity grew stronger than ever, and without realizing it, he had just stepped closer to a truth that would change how he saw happiness forever. The king looked at his advisor with growing curiosity. The phrase lingered in his mind. The 99. It sounded simple, yet strange. He asked what it meant, but the advisor did not explain right away. Instead, he spoke with quiet confidence. He said some lessons cannot be taught with words. They must be experienced to be understood. The advisor then made a request. He asked the king for exactly 99 gold coins and a little time. He promised that if the king trusted him, the meaning of the 99 would soon become very clear. The king was intrigued. He ruled over wealth beyond counting, yet he had never heard of such an idea. Without hesitation, he agreed and handed over 99 gold coins, curious to see what lesson could possibly come from an incomplete number. That very night, while the countryside slept in silence, the advisor carried out his plan. Without announcing himself and without leaving a name, he placed a small bag near the door of the poor farmer's house. Inside were the 99 gold coins. Nothing more. Nothing less. Then he quietly walked away, leaving behind what looked like a blessing. As the advisor disappeared into the darkness, the fate of that joyful household was already shifting. A single test had been set in motion. Not to change their surroundings, not to change their fortune, but to change the way they would begin to think. By sunrise, everything they believed about happiness would be challenged. As the first light of morning touched the small farmhouse, the farmer stepped outside to begin his usual day. That was when he noticed something unusual near the doorway. A small, heavy bag lay on the ground, carefully placed, as if someone wanted it to be found. Curious and cautious, he opened it. His breath caught. Inside, the bag was filled with gold coins. Real gold. Shining and heavy in his hands. Overwhelmed, he called out to his family. His wife rushed out. His young son followed close behind. For a moment, they stood there in disbelief, staring at what felt like a miracle. They counted the coins together. Slowly. Carefully. Once. Then again. And once more, just to be sure. Each time, the result was the same. 99 gold coins. At first, joy filled the air. Laughter returned. Smiles spread across their faces. But then, a quiet thought entered the farmer's mind. A thought so small it felt harmless. Why would someone leave 99 coins? Why not 100? Why leave it unfinished? That single question changed everything. The farmer's smile faded slightly. His heart, once light, felt uneasy. Instead of celebrating what they had received, his mind locked onto what was missing. One coin. Just one. From that moment on, the gold was no longer a blessing. It became a reminder of something incomplete. And without realizing it, the farmer had stepped onto a path that would slowly steal the joy from his home. At first, nothing seemed different on the outside. The gold coins stayed safely hidden. The house looked the same. The family still sat together at night. But inside the farmer's mind, a quiet battle had begun. He kept thinking about that missing coin. 99 felt uncomfortable. Incomplete. He told himself that once he earned just one more gold coin, everything would feel right again. Only then would he relax. Only then would he feel satisfied. So he started working harder than ever before. He woke up earlier. He stayed in the fields longer. His hands grew rougher. His body grew tired. Yet no matter how much he worked, peace did not return. The joy he once felt in simple moments slowly faded. He stopped laughing as much. He stopped listening as closely. Even when he was at home, his mind was somewhere else, calculating, planning, chasing that final coin. Gratitude was replaced by pressure. Contentment was replaced by restlessness. The family noticed the change, even if they did not understand it. The home that once felt warm and alive began to feel tense and quiet. The gold was still there, but happiness was slipping away, one day at a time. And the farmer, without realizing it, had traded his peace for a number that would never feel complete. As days passed, the gold coins became part of daily life. They were no longer a surprise. They were a responsibility. One afternoon, the farmer's wife used a couple of coins to buy food and basic household needs. She thought nothing of it. After all, the money was meant to support the family. That evening, as the farmer had begun to do every night, he counted the coins again. His hands moved quickly. His heart beat faster. When he finished, his face tightened. The number had changed. There were fewer coins. Anger rushed in before reason had a chance to speak. He demanded to know where the coins had gone. His wife answered calmly, explaining how she had spent them for the home. But calm words could not reach a restless mind. Harsh words were spoken. Voices were raised. Silence followed. Soon after, their son unknowingly took a couple of coins for a small need of his own. When the farmer discovered this, his anger grew even stronger. What once would have been a simple conversation now turned into blame and shouting. Laughter disappeared from the house. Conversations became arguments. Love was replaced by suspicion. The fear of losing coins became greater than the joy of having family. Slowly, the home that once felt full of life turned heavy and uncomfortable. And the farmer did not realize that it was not the loss of gold that hurt him most. It was the loss of peace. Months passed, and the seasons quietly changed. One day, the king returned to the countryside, once again walking beside his trusted advisor. The path was the same. The land looked familiar. But as they approached the small farmhouse, something felt different. The king looked toward the house, expecting to see the same joyful family he remembered. Instead, he saw raised voices and tense faces. The warmth was gone. The smiles were gone. Where laughter once lived, there was now frustration and blame. He stopped in his tracks. The change disturbed him deeply. These were the same people who once seemed richer in happiness than anyone in his palace. Yet now, they looked exhausted, unhappy, and divided. Unable to ignore what he saw, the king turned to his advisor. His voice was quieter this time. He asked what had happened. How could a family lose their joy without losing their home, their land, or their health? The advisor looked at the king with calm understanding. He knew the lesson had reached its final moment. The experiment was complete. All that remained was the truth. The king took a deep breath and asked the question he had been waiting to ask since that first walk. What is the 99? The advisor finally spoke, his voice steady and gentle. He explained that the 99 was not about gold at all. It was about the human mind. The 99 Club, he said, is made up of people who have enough, yet spend their lives chasing the one thing they believe is missing. The farmer had everything he needed to be happy. A loving family. A peaceful home. Simple joy. But the moment his focus shifted from what he had to what he lacked, his peace disappeared. Not because his life became worse, but because his thinking did. The advisor told the king that this trap is silent and powerful. It convinces people that happiness will come after the next achievement, the next promotion, the next purchase, or the next milestone. And while they chase that final peace, they forget to enjoy the 99 blessings already in their hands. The king listened carefully. He began to understand that desire, when left unchecked, turns into dissatisfaction. Ambition, when unbalanced, becomes obsession. And success, without gratitude, becomes a burden. The farmer did not lose his happiness because he was poor. He lost it because he stopped appreciating what he already had. And that truth, the advisor said, applies not just to farmers or kings, but to everyone. Now, let me speak directly to you. This story is not set in some distant past. It is happening every day, in modern homes, in busy cities, and in quiet towns. Many of us are living with 99 blessings without realizing it. We have food, shelter, people who care about us, and moments worth smiling over. Yet our minds are often fixed on the one thing we do not have. We tell ourselves we will be happy when we earn a little more, when life becomes easier, or when everything finally feels complete. But that day keeps moving further away. And while we wait for it, life keeps passing. The farmer did not lose his family overnight. He lost them slowly, through stress, anger, and distraction. In the same way, unchecked ambition can quietly damage relationships, steal joy, and turn today's blessings into tomorrow's regrets. True happiness does not come from reaching a perfect number. It comes from appreciating the present moment, from noticing what is already working in your life, from choosing gratitude before comparison. This story is a reminder that peace is not found in what you chase, but in what you choose to value. Take a moment and ask yourself an honest question. What is your 99? Is it the job you already have, while chasing a better title? Is it the family that loves you, while you focus on what they are not? Is it the life you are living right now, while waiting for a future that feels more complete? Most of us do not notice when gratitude fades. It does not disappear suddenly. It slips away quietly, replaced by comparison, pressure, and the feeling that something is always missing. And the longer we ignore what we already have, the heavier life begins to feel. The farmer believed he would be at peace once he reached 100. But that peace never came. Because the problem was not the number. It was the mindset. And without changing that mindset, no amount of success can bring lasting happiness. This is your gentle wake-up call. Do not postpone joy. Do not delay appreciation. Life is happening now, not later. And the moments you choose to ignore today may never return tomorrow. Sometimes, the greatest change does not come from gaining more. It comes from realizing that what you already have is enough. Before we end, take a second to reflect on this story and how it connects to your own life. Have you ever noticed yourself chasing that one missing thing, while forgetting to enjoy everything you already had? If this story resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else see their own life more clearly. If you believe this message could help a friend, a family member, or anyone feeling restless and unsatisfied, share this video with them. Sometimes, a simple story is all it takes to shift a mindset and protect a relationship. Thank you for spending this time with English Story Archive, where stories are meant to be felt, not just heard. Until next time, remember this. Happiness is not found in what you are missing. It lives in what you choose to appreciate. See you in the next story.